Namaste and welcome to Yogami. I am your instructor Deepika Lalwani. Before we start today's practice, let's do Sukshmu Vyayam or the warm-up. Stand tall on your mat and become aware of your breath. Take a few deep breaths. Now bring your hands to your thighs. Turn your feet, pointing your toes slightly outwards. Spread your toes on the mat and ground your feet. Push the shoulders back and down away from the ears. And now, as you inhale, bring your hands to your waist. On the next inhale, tilt your head backward. And as you exhale, bring your chin to the collarbone. Inhale, tilt the head back. Exhale, bring the chin to collarbone and repeat this movement a few times. Keep your eyes wide open all through this movement. Try to look behind you, and then when the head comes forward, look at your collarbone. Look over your right shoulder as you inhale. Exhale back to center. Look over your left shoulder as you inhale and exhale back to center. We will again repeat this a few times with a rhythmic breathing. Now, as you inhale, tilt your head to the right, bringing your ear to the shoulder. Back to center as you exhale. Inhale, bend to the left. Exhale, back to center. Nicely stretching and warming up the sides of our neck. Continue to move like this for a few repetitions. Now come back in the center and start rotating your neck in a clockwise manner. Inhale when the head goes back. Exhale when the head comes forward. Let's repeat this movement in an anti-clockwise manner now. Inhale as the head goes back. Exhale as the head comes forward. Keep your eyes wide open all through the movement. Coming back to the center, lift up your arms and make fists. As you inhale, turn your fist outwards, and as you exhale, bring the fist towards the center of the body. Repeat this movement a few times, warming up the wrists. And then we are going to change direction. First going out and then coming in. Continue to move like this with the entire focus on your wrists. Now, let's warm up our shoulders by pulling them towards our ears and squeezing the upper traps tightly. Exhale as the shoulders go down. Repeat this movement a few times as well. And then we go into shoulder circles. Let's just make semicircles from forward to back and back to forward. And then full circles, first front to back and then back to front. Now lift up your arms, palms facing up, and tap on your shoulders, warming up your biceps and triceps. Continue to breathe rhythmically. Now spread your arms wide, make fists, tap your thumb on the shoulder, and then extend the arms. Let's repeat this a few times as well. And then bring the elbows together, making big circles with your elbows. Inhale as you go up, exhale as you come back. Now change the direction of these circles and continue to breathe in the same manner. Now bring your arms back down and on the waist. Bring your feet hip width apart and let's do hip circles. Making clockwise circles first and pushing the hip forward, getting a nice stretch in the lower back. Repeat this a few times. And now let's make anti-clockwise hip circles. Stretching your lower back as you push the hip forward and keeping our abdomen engaged. Now bring your feet slightly closer. Bring your knee to the chest. And then slide your hand on the foot, pulling the foot to the hip. Knee to chest, heel to hip, knee to chest, and heel to hip. All this while, continue to balance on your left leg. Now let's balance on the right foot and bend the left knee, bringing it to the chest, and then bringing the heel to hip. Repeat this a few times, maintaining a good balance. This is going to warm up all the muscles in your leg and in your hips. We are done with the warm-ups. Let's start with the yoga flow. Let's now perform a standing forward bend or Uttanasana. Stand with your feet together and stretch your spine upwards. Roll the shoulders back and down. As you inhale, lift your arms above the head and reach your fingertips towards the sky. Now as you exhale, hinge from the hip and slowly bring your torso down and your hands to the floor. Relax your neck and try to bring your nose closer to your knees. Observe the stretch in your calves, hamstrings, and lower back. Feel the weight of your head pulling down on your neck and your upper back. And then slowly come up all the way. If you are at a beginner level and you have limited mobility in your spine or tight hips and hamstrings, here's a variation that you can do. Inhale, lifting your arms up, reaching the sky with your fingertips. Bend your knees and then go into a forward fold. Place your palms on the floor and feel a gentle stretch on your lower back. Hold for 5 to 8 deep breaths. Wrap your arms around your legs with your head gently hanging down. Then bring your palms to the floor and then slowly come back up. Stand tall and relax for a few deep breaths. Let's now perform Vrikshasana or tree pose. It's a great pose to learn a better balance and to strengthen your core. To perform tree pose, stand with your feet slightly apart and bring awareness to the soles of your feet. Now take a deep inhale and bend your right knee. Bring your right foot to the inner side of your left thigh. Place your foot firmly. Fix your gaze at a point to help you balance better. Now as you inhale, lift your arms over the head. Bring your palms together in prayer pose and then stretch your arms upwards towards the sky. Hold here for 5 to 8 deep breaths. Pull your spine up and stand as tall as possible and make sure that your right knee is turned outwards. Now as you exhale, bring your arms down, then bring your foot down and relax for a few breaths. Whenever you're ready to change side, bend your left leg at the knee and place your left foot on the inner side of your right thigh. Press the foot firmly, fix your gaze at a point to help you balance better. And then inhale, lifting your arms above the head. Join the palms together and then stretch your arms upwards, fingers pointing to the ceiling. Pull your spine up, turn the left knee outwards and balance. Keep breathing. It is a very good pose to improve your balance. It strengthens your leg muscles, your hip muscles and your lower back and stretches your upper back and shoulders. Now as you exhale, bring your arms down, then bring your foot down and relax for a few breaths. Let's now perform Trikonasana or the triangle pose. Stand tall in Tadasana. Inhale and place your feet about 3 to 4 feet apart. Keep your left foot pointing forward and turn your right foot at 90 degrees. Make sure that your pelvic bones and your shoulders are facing forward and lift your arms up. Now as you inhale, reach to the side first without bending. And then as you exhale, drop down into a side bend. If comfortable for your neck, fix your gaze at the palm of your left hand, while with your right hand fingers keep reaching down towards the floor. Hold this pose for 3 to 4 deep breaths, and with every breath try to go deeper in the stretch. If your neck feels uncomfortable, you can look at the front. Slowly come back to the starting position. Bring your arms down and now let's change side. Turn your right foot so that it points forward and rotate your left foot at 90 degrees. Hips and shoulders pointing forward and lift your arms in line with your shoulders. Now first reach to the left side and then drop down into a side bend. Make sure your knees are completely extended. Reach your palm or your fingers down to the floor and fix your gaze at the palm of your right hand. Hold it here for 3 to 4 deep breaths. If your neck feels uncomfortable, you can look forward. Trikonasana is a great stretch for your knees, your hamstrings and calves, and it also strengthens your spine. Come back to the starting position and relax. Let us now get into Warrior I or Virabhadrasana I. This pose helps in opening the hips, stretching the hamstrings and strengthening the leg muscles. Stand on top of your mat in Tadasana, bringing your feet together, grounding your heels. Upright your back and bring your hands on the hips. Now step your right foot back about 3 to 4 feet. And lift your arms over your head with your fingers reaching towards the ceiling. Bend your left knee. Now push your right heel down into the ground, creating more extension or length in your hamstrings and calves. And hold it here. And then bring your arms back down and step back to Tadasana. Relax for a couple of breaths. And with the next inhale, step your left foot back about 3 to 4 feet. Bend your right knee. Lift your arms over the head, fingers reaching towards the sky. Push your left heel into the floor, creating length in your calves and hamstrings. And hold it here. As you exhale, bring your hands back on your hips and step your feet together in Tadasana. Relax. Let's now learn a classical yoga pose that strengthens our shoulders, arms, legs and ankles. The name of this pose is Warrior II or Virabhadrasana II. Come and stand at the top of your mat in Tadasana, grounding your feet and keeping your back upright. Take a deep inhale and lift your right leg up and step it back about 3 to 4 feet, keeping your right heel and left heel aligned. Now turn the right foot at 90 degrees and then slowly go deeper into the stretch. Lift up your arms slightly higher than your shoulders. And then turn your head towards your left hand and fix your gaze on the fingers of your left hand. Hold it here. Keep reaching out with the fingers of both your hands in two opposite directions, creating more openness in your chest and shoulders. And then come back in Tadasana. This pose also stretches the groin area, the inner thighs and the hamstrings. Virabhadrasana II also increases the stamina and endurance, and it improves digestion by stimulating the digestive organs. Let's practice Virabhadrasana on the other side now. Start by standing in Tadasana and stepping your left foot out about 3 to 4 feet, grounding your heels. Turn your left foot out at 90 degrees and lift your arms up slightly higher than your shoulders. Turn your head towards your right hand. Fix your gaze at the fingers of the right hand. Keep grounding both the heels and hold for 5 to 8 deep breaths. Create more expansion in the chest and shoulders. Pull your belly button in. Keep your ribs down. And remember not to lean on your left leg. Bring your hands down and come back in Tadasana and relax. Let's now practice Warrior III or Virabhadrasana III. Start with standing in Tadasana and grounding your feet firmly as you elongate your spine. Bring your hands in Namaskar mudra and then reach your arms over the head with your fingers interlocked and index finger pointing to the ceiling. Now as you exhale, lift your right foot backward and lean your torso forward, hinging from your hips. Now, slowly come back to Tadasana. Let's repeat the same posture on the other side. Reach your arms over the head, interlock your fingers, index finger pointing up. Lift the left leg upwards, lean the torso forward, hinging from your hip. And then slowly come back in Tadasana and relax. Salutation. Surya Namaskar is an effective way of warming up and stretching and toning all joints, muscles and internal organs of the body. At the same time, it creates an expansion of awareness and spiritual awakening. It is a complete sadhana in itself. To begin Surya Namaskar, come and stand on the top end of your mat, keeping your feet together and your big toes touching each other. Spread your toes on the mat and bring awareness to the soles of your feet. Engage your calves, hamstrings and your hips. Stand upright with your chest lifted and your hands resting on your thighs. Take a few deep breaths. Now bend your arms at the elbows and bring your hands in prayer pose. This is the first pose, Pranamasana or prayer pose. In this pose, keep awareness on your heart chakra. Be completely focused and prepare for the practice. Now take a big inhale and bending from your lower back, go into a standing back bend or Uttanasana. Feel the stretch in your abdomen. Keep your heart open. As you exhale, hinge from the hip, go into a forward fold, bringing your hands to the floor. Feel a stretch in your calves, hamstrings and lower back. If your hamstrings or lower back is tight, you can bend your knees to place your hands down. Feel the massage in your stomach area. Now step the right foot back and come up on your fingertips. This is Shavasana or the equestrian pose. Feel the stretch in the front of your right thigh. Now step the left leg back, coming into plank pose and hold your breath. Drop down your knees, your chest and your chin, coming into Ashtanga Namaskar or the 8-point salute. As you inhale, lift up your chest and come into upward facing dog or Urdhva Mukh Svanasana. Now curl your toes in, push your heels down and come into downward facing dog or Adho Mukh Svanasana. Now step the right leg forward, fingertips on the floor, Ashvasanchalan. Bring your feet together in Padhastasana or the standing forward bend. Now as you inhale, lift yourself up. Bring your hands together and go into a standing back bend or Hastottanasana. Come back in prayer pose and breathe normally. Now inhale and go back into Hastottanasana. Exhale as you bring your hands to the floor in Padhastasana or hands to feet pose. Drop down your head, relax your neck. Allow your hamstrings and your lower back to stretch. Step the left leg back, feeling a stretch in the front of your left thigh. Now come on your palms, bring your feet together in plank pose. Push the floor away. Hold your breath. Now drop down your knees, chest and chin to the floor into Ashtang Namaskar or 8-point salute. As you inhale, lift up your chest in upward facing dog. As you exhale, come into downward facing dog, pushing your heels down, creating length in the hamstrings. Now step the left leg forward, coming back to Ashwasanchalan. Stay on your fingertips. Bring your feet together in Padhastasana as you exhale. As you inhale, lift yourself up and go into standing backward bend, Uttanasana. And then bring your hands back on your chest. Take a few deep breaths and relax. Let's finish our practice by lying down comfortably and relaxing in Shavasana. Sit on your mat. Come to a supine position, lying on your back. Keep your legs wider than your hips and your hands away from the body, palms facing up. Allow your feet to fall sideways. And now take a few deep inhalations and very long exhalations. As you lie here, notice your breath moving in and out of your body and let your breath follow its natural cycle. Do not try to control your breath right now. Just be aware of it and just enjoy the beauty of your breath. With each inhalation, experience a sense of expansion and openness in the body, and with each exhalation, feel a sense of relaxation and peacefulness. And then stretch out your legs, stretch out your arms. Turn to the left side of your body. And come back to a sitting position. Bring your hands in prayer pose or Namaskar mudra and be thankful for all your blessings. Now start rubbing your palms. Make them nice and warm. And now place your warm palm on your eyes, massaging your eyes gently. Bring your hands back in prayer pose and slowly open up your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today. I will see you again on Yogami.